Let me start with what makes this entire episode far more serious than it actually looks. Just weeks before this meeting, India formally accused China of helping Pakistan during Operation Sindoor with arms, aircraft support, and intelligence inputs. Let that sink in. India was not accusing China of mere diplomatic bias. India was accusing China of direct military assistance to Pakistan during an active operation. Now, this is not a routine geopolitical story. This is a national security allegation. So please keep that in mind as we move forward in this story. Because in January 2026, while the accusations were still afresh for all of us, something else, rather mysteriously, was happening. Two political parties smiling, hands being shaken, photographs being released, and at the same time, on the border, soldiers staring at each other through binoculars. That was the contradiction India woke up to in January 2026. The Bharatiya Janata Party hosted a high-level delegation of the Chinese Communist Party in New Delhi. And within the next few hours, China officially reiterated its claim over the Shaksgam Valley, a territory India considers its very own. So the question is very obvious to me, and therefore that question should be obvious to all policy wonks as well. Do we call this diplomacy? Do we call this hypocrisy? Do we call this masterstroke? Or is this strategic confusion which is being dressed up as confidence? Let's unpack this riddle very, very carefully. First up, what exactly is the Shaksgam Valley? Where is the Shaksgam Valley? Well, Shaksgam Valley is not some obscure patch of snow, as many WhatsApp University professors will tell you. It is a strategically located region north of the Karakoram Range, adjoining Ladakh and Pakistan occupied territory. In 1963, Pakistan illegally handed over a part of Shaksgam to China under a border agreement. India never recognized that agreement. In fact, India still does not recognize that agreement. So from India's legal position, Shaksgam is Indian territory under Chinese occupation. This is not a new dispute. This, to be very frank, is a rather long-standing one. Why does this matter now? Why this matters now is because memory matters. In the month of June 2020, 20 Indian soldiers were killed in the Galwan clash. No bullets were fired, but blood was certainly shed. Since then, tensions have simmered in Ladakh, in Arunachal Pradesh, and through repeated Chinese consistent provocations. In 2023, the Chinese released a map claiming large parts of Indian territory. And what did we do? We protested. We protested strongly. And now, add another layer to it. During Operation Sindoor, India was accusing China of backing Pakistan militarily, of providing weapons to Pakistan, of providing aircraft-related support, and intelligence. That accusation fundamentally ends up changing the entire context. Now, fast forward to January 2026, India's Ministry for External Affairs formally objected to Chinese activity in the Shaksgam region. But 3 days later, the Bharatiya Janata Party is welcoming a delegation of the Chinese Communist Party to its headquarters. And then Beijing doubles down. Shaksgam, China says, is Chinese territory. It is not Indian territory. The Chinese Communist Party delegation was led by Sun Hayat, a senior vice minister. She was accompanied by Chinese ambassador Zai Fihong. On the Indian side were BJP General Secretary Arun Singh and the party's foreign affairs head, Dr. Vijay Chauthaiwale. Official statements have spoken about inter-party dialogue, about mutual learning, about better communication between political parties. All this is very well. All this is very polite. All this is very diplomatic. But isn't politics also about perception? Isn't it about optics? And it is this perception which is unsettling many people. The opposition obviously ends up reacting. Congress leader, its chief communication officer in a sense, Pawan Khera, is asking very, very pointed questions. Were Galwan, Shaksgam, or China's military support to Pakistan during Sindoor even raised during this meeting at the BJP headquarters? Or was this all just mere optics without any substance? Trinamool Congress's Rajya Sabha MP Sagrika Ghosh even put it rather bluntly. China claims Indian land, China backs Pakistan militarily, and the BJP welcomes them with smiles. That line has certainly struck a very, very raw nerve. The BJP's own past, in fact, has come back because this is where the story gets really uncomfortable. In 2008, the Congress Party signed a memorandum of understanding with the Chinese Communist Party. The BJP in 2008 declared it a betrayal of national interests. In 2017, Rahul Gandhi met the Chinese ambassador during the Doklam standoff. The BJP accused him of compromising national security. The BJP promised a lal aankh to China. Today, the Aam Aadmi Party's Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh is saying, "Arey Modi ji, show some color of lal, yellow, neela, peela, but show some aankh to China." Because in 2026, the BJP itself is hosting the Chinese Communist Party leaders behind closed doors, while China is accused of aiding Pakistan militarily and asserting territorial claims. And critics ask then, when Congress spoke to China, it was treason. When the BJP speaks to Chinese, it's strategic maturity. Same act, but different judgment. How does that work out? What about the government's own official position? In fact, truth be told, in all earnestness, in all honesty, the Indian state machinery did respond firmly. The Ministry for External Affairs rejected China's Shaksgam claim outrightly. The Army Chief, General Upendra Dwivedi, reiterated that India does not recognize the 1963 agreement and it will continue to defend its territory. On paper, India's position remains clear. On the ground, troops also remain deployed. So what is this? This is not surrender. But politics is not just about statements. It's also about coherence. It's also about how you stick to the position that you took when you were in opposition to what you're saying now when you're in power. Or at least stick to the position that you've been taking since you've been in power. The bigger strategic question, therefore, is this. China has made one thing very, very clear over the years. It separates party diplomacy from territorial assertion. It can smile at the table and build roads on disputed land at the same time. It can deny involvement in conflicts while quietly supporting India's adversaries. So the question is this. Does India have the same clarity? When BJP leaders meet the Chinese Communist Party leaders, while territorial disputes still escalate, then after accusing China of aiding Pakistan militarily, what message are we really sending? Is it of confidence? Is it of confusion? Or is it of mixed signals? This wasn't just the Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, RSS's very own senior leader, Dattatreya Hosable, he also met the Chinese Communist Party delegation. Congress leaders like Salman Khurshid were commenting cautiously. Everyone appeared to be involved in this, but no one seems fully accountable. Transparency is missing. And in matters of national security, it's always opacity which breeds suspicion. So what is this really all about? This is not just about Shaksgam. It is about maintaining consistency. If dialogue with China is necessary, you need to say it clearly. You need to come out in absolutely clear-cut terms. Explain the objective. You need to own the decision. But if dialogue was treason yesterday and diplomacy today, then citizens are entitled to ask why. Foreign policy cannot be reduced to party convenience, and that message needs to go out very, very strongly. So let me just leave you with this thought today. The Chinese are building roads. The Chinese are asserting claims. Chinese are being accused by us of backing Pakistan militarily, and India's ruling party is engaging China politically. That may be strategy, it may even be necessary, but then please be honest about it. Because what the country needs right now is not optics, it needs clarity. What exactly is India's China strategy? And why do the rules change depending on who is in power? This is not about ideology, this is about territory, this is about long-term credibility of a country, and most significantly, it's about national interest.